Is God not wonderful? Honestly, that is why sometimes when they say what God cannot do does not exist, a lot of people will come out to say, "What kind of statement is that?" There are some things God cannot do. Okay, I don't want to go into the debate about that statement, but I think regarding this report I want to give right now, I think and I believe strongly that truly, what God cannot do does not exist. Okay, so regarding the news that is coming out of the Ooni of Ife's palace at this time, as I go on, you understand why I made this statement because it looks as if the God of Queen Naomi is just walking, while she's just there, completely detached from the day-to-day wahala going on, completely detached and just enjoying her life, having her peace. It seems, God is silently fighting our battles, okay, even in our absence from the palace. Okay, so what we are hearing at this time, allegedly, is that the council elders, Giesi elders, and Ifa priests have disagreed vehemently over the decision to welcome more Oloris. You guys know that for quite some time now, there has been back and forth argument on the new Oloris that are coming in. Don't forget that it was Kabiesi himself, that publicly gathered the Oloris and made that announcement. I think he did that announcement after he came out from that 7 days is it meeting you want to call it, that 7 days. I'm trying to recall the name now. That 7 days program he had the other time, seclusion. Yeah, I remember. Immediately he came out of that 7 days seclusion that he had at that time. I think not too long, he gathered the Oloris and he made that statement that came to a lot of people, including myself, as a rude shock, and he made that announcement that more Oloris are coming. It was so unambiguous. For those of you who watched that video and listened to some of the story around it at that time, okay? But you recall that since he made that announcement, it has been one sort of argument there, all sort of advices, recommendations flying from all corners, from the Yamifa, from Sacred Forest Praise, from Giesi elders, from some elders in the council, and even from Paropo. It has been, conversation around it up to now. Obviously, maybe that is why, as we speak now, uh, the 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 new Oloris have not been welcomed the way we had envisaged at that time. Even though we know that we've been announcing the case of one of the Oloris that has already been maybe welcome in the palace, but that is still within the realm of speculation, largely as at now, because the Ooni of Ife that we know, we always, celebrate such events in a big way. Okay, so in as much as he has not done that, it still remains within the realm of speculation for now. So, so we are told that in what looks like an intriguing yet very disturbing development, the palace was said to have literally caught fire as if a priest who has been specially invited to join the meeting stepped in and started speaking. It's like there was a meeting. A meeting was arranged for the Giesi elders, the some elders in the council, and the much dreaded Ifa priest. We are supposed to have a conversation around this more wife or no more or no more wife issue. Okay, so what we are hearing allegedly was that while this meeting was about to commence, that when the Ifa priest stepped in and started talking, it looks like the whole place was going to, explode. Apparently, because there was not unanimity among the three separate groups. That is the Giesi elders, the council, some of the council elders, and even Ifa priest. And I'm sure as we go on further, you will know who is in support of more wives coming, and those who are in support of wives not coming at all. Okay, so Ifa priest was alleged to have, counseled Kabiesi to listen to the voice of reason concerning the introduction of more wives, saying in the past he recognized the fact that there was a royal, or you want to call it traditional obligation, to get more wives, that he remembered that he too was part of that clamor at that time, and rightly so at that time. Okay, so we are told that the Ifa priest, went further to say he was aware he never really wanted to marry more wives until the royal obligation, until the royal obligation setting, in which Kabi is say, has now gotten so interesting, so much that he now appears to have become too intoxicated with the whole idea. Okay, what they said, Ifa priest was saying here is that he is aware, he's not oblivious of the fact that at the beginning, Oni, as a person, never really wanted so many wives, and I mean, this should resonate with us that this is true, because if you look at the trajectory of the way he has married in the past, it is one person, at a time, before Wurola herself and Queen Naomi, before the back and forth issue, until the announcement by Queen Naomi, in Instagram, and the fallout, up to when these six wives came, and you guys are very much aware that those six wives came about, out of the pressure and so many other factors, and the fact that what Ifa Priest is saying was that Oni truly never wanted to be this heavily entrenched in marry many women, because he himself, as the Ifa Priest, was one of those who possibly advised that he could go ahead and marry them. Okay, so the Ifa priest went on to say he's advising Kabiesi, having consulted with the gods of the land, to say there should be no more wives for now. Yeah, you heard me well. There should be no more wives for now. Okay, and I'm sure those of you who are familiar with this story of Ooni of Ife will understand why no other person than the Ifa priest is saying that, look, there should be no more wife for now. Okay, so everything concerning new Oloris, he went further to say the idea of bringing new Oloris must be completely jettisoned at this time, and saying that this should remain so, everything should be put in abeyance, until he gets further instruction from the gods. If our priest position, aligned very, very well with the Giesi elders, who had, told the same line, having openly canvassed similar opinion in the past. Yeah, you recall that Giese family have always been the forefront of Ooni of Ife marrying, I mean, a sizable number of wives. And not too long ago, he actually advocated that at least Ooni of Ife should trim the number of wives to two, and maybe by so doing, it could give Queen Naomi opportunity to come back, or the chance to come back if at all she wants to. Okay, so that was what was suggested to KBC at that time. But of course, KBC did not, follow that advice through. Okay, so in defense of their position, then the Gesed elders had agreed that the Oloris are part of the reason why, peace, had ostensibly eluded the conviviality of the palace ambience. Okay, a very disturbing development which has irretrievably culminated to the loss of value and respect for our dear KBC. I don't want to go too deep into this, but I'm sure a lot of you understand where this whole talk is coming from. Okay, so recall that one of the Oloris barely escaped banishment not too long ago, and we hear of some of them marking territories. A lot of them, engaging in supremacy contest. Just all manners of confusion all over the place. And this, according to the Gise family, is the reason why they are standing, with the Ifa priest at this time. Don't forget that the Ifa priest has said he has consulted with the gods, and they have aligned, they have agreed with his reasoning. The only people who disagree with this whole thing that even created the tension, and in the palace, was some of the elders in council who, for different reasons, stood by Oni, supported the idea that more Oloris to come. But what we gathered was that possibly some of these Oloris might have, the Nigerian thing, giving bribe, or maybe these women are related to them one way or the other, and they must have compromised for them to be assisting and supporting Olori, Kabiesi, to bring in more wives at this time. Okay, so this is what we had at the moment, and that is why when I started, I said, "What God cannot do does not exist." Imagine Queen Naomi has left the palace for everybody. I mean, she's on her own, gingerly doing her thing, and this is what is going on in the palace. I'm hoping, seriously hoping that Ooni of Ife will toe the line of reason. That is, if this story that we are hearing is actually true. Okay, like we always say, I don't live in the palace of Ooni of Ife. I'm not related to him in any way. Neither, I mean, do I even live in Ile-Ife? We only react to, stories that are already making the rounds in the social media. And we heard this development, and I said, my Queen Naomi fans, I have to rush here, and present this thing to you. So, what do you think? Is an interesting development, definitely, but I want to know what you think. So, kindly leave your comment in the comment section, and I will see you soon. God bless you. Bye bye.